I am, for my sins, an auditor by background, and I've been working in the area of financial benchmark reform for the last number of years, starting from the original investigations right through the current wave of regulatory reform. And I run a business back in the UK which focuses on advisory and helpfully assurance over financial benchmarks, processes and controls. I was delighted to accept the opportunity to moderate today's course by Adam and QED. There remains an awful lot to talk about in this area, no less evident by the fact that our conference has representation right across the industry, from the individuals in which it impacts, and the fact we've been talking about it for the last 3 years. We live in very interesting times at the minute, generally, and of course, in particular to this area. It's been almost 4 years now since the UK regulator introduced MAR 8.2 and MAR 8.3 for the LIBOR benchmark. If you look back since then, we've seen the issue of the IOSCO statements for financial benchmarks and for oil PRS. We've had ESMA principles. We've had various papers from the FSB on the reform of interest rate benchmarks and other benchmarks, multiple rounds of assurance reporting from firms like ourselves, a tidal wave of internal audit reporting, and the expansion of MAR in the UK. Arguably, the elephant in the room since September 2013 has been EU BMR. Despite having level 1 and level 2 text and a clearer roadmap for the delivery of the regulation, the froth of debate and discussion still rages above the top of that wave of reg reform. Are uncertainties in level 1 text highlighted by level 2 text? For example, on transitional arrangements and outsourcing arrangements? Are the RTS clear enough on what users of financial benchmarks need to do and by when? What level of proportionality, if any, exists for checks on input data for regulated benchmarks? What does being made available to the public actually mean in practice? And fundamentally, can we clearly articulate what is in scope and what is out of scope? Thankfully, this conference gives us the very unique and rare opportunity to meet as a collective of individuals right across the industry to air our views and engage on these topics across 2 sessions. One is going to be on the Commission Delegated Act, and the second on regulatory technical standards.